If you are not serious, then shut up. So, the power Uganda had was 60 megawatts. And by contract, Uganda had to sell 30 megawatts to Kenya. This was the agreement between the colony of Uganda and the colony of Kenya long ago. Therefore, the only power in Uganda was 30 megawatts. And what we did, the first thing we did was to repair all the falls down back to 150 megawatts and the generators to add another 30 megawatts. So we ended up with 180 megawatts. And we had some power. We were selling 30 to Kenya and keeping 150 now to Uganda. The problem was caused by, you check who are members of parliament here that time, and you ask them. Because immediately we knew that the 150 megawatts, 180 now, was not enough. I worked so hard, and I got an American group called, I think American Energy or something like that. They were going to develop Bujagali on a private basis, and then we agreed. For me, I didn't have any problem with anybody developing power, provided we agreed on the price of the power. And we had agreed with American Energy on 4.9 cents. This is on record, 4.9 American cents. That's where the problem was. It was caused by Parliament. You check that Parliament. The date, those are there, the dates are there, the Hansard is there. You can see who was talking nonsense there. So that's how we lost time. By 2005, by that time, we had surplus power.
To prioritize the connection of West Nile region to the national grid amidst the many challenges and pressures that we have. I am happy to stand here today to say that because of that commitment from all the divisions, we work like soldiers. First division, second division, third division. Amongst the divisions, we have the division of the regulator, Electricity Regulatory Authority, whose board is chaired by none other than Hajat Sarah. And then the whip, who is Engineer Ziria Wako, the serious regulator, and the best regulator on the continent. Your regulatory authority, Your Excellency, has been rated the best for 5 consecutive years on the continent by the African Development Group. The other division is now UETCL, whose the chair of the board is your son, Kwame Ejalu. First thing we did in the ministry is to put away the old board, put away the old executive. I recruited new people, Your Excellency, and we have Joshua Kalamaji as the new, Engineer Joshua Kalamaji as the new CEO or MD for Uganda Electricity Transmission Company. Then we also have, of course, the First Division Commander, which is headed by the Permanent Secretary, that have been doubting as to whether the national grid will reach this place. Let me use a minute to explain how power moves from one point to the other. I was forced to tell the people of West Nile last time we were in Arua, because of their pressures, that power does not move on a border. If it was to move on a border, we have many of them in Uganda. They would be transporting power. I reached that stage because of the pressure. Your Excellency, in 1986, Uganda had only 100 megawatts as its installed capacity. But actually what they were using, what they were consuming out of that was less than 100 megawatts. You've moved this journey, especially through mobilizing resources to invest in many sectors, in the critical sector of defense and stability. Because without stability, you cannot talk about having power, because even if you had power, you may not switch it on when the country is unstable. You switch off and hide. In power stability, I mean in the stability of the country. Worked on infrastructure, road, transport infrastructure, and electricity infrastructure, beginning from generation. You can't supply what you don't have. You have mobilized the money and new power plant established. You mobilized the money for the evacuation and network. Without that, you can't think. I'd like to thank the World Bank with moving with you, with your concession loans, but World Bank money is not enough. The president had to mobilize over 100 billion for only this Kogna, Kole, Gulu, Nebbi, Arua transmission line. We needed to pay people to compensate for their land. That was government of Uganda money. So thank you for the mobilization that you are doing. I want to thank the people on the ground. The Constitution gives them power to own land in perpetuity. Land here is communal, part of it. Where we are here, Your Excellency, was a graveyard. It was a graveyard belonging to a certain community. I want to pause here and thank you so much for having accepted to disturb the peace of the dead, to remove more than 75 graves from here to another area, which was paid for. The whole exercise of removing the graveyards was paid for, but the fact that you accepted amid these challenges, you were told that you will run mad, you were disturbing the dead, you will run mad, but nobody has run mad, and we are all safe. I wanted to thank you before the president for having given out the land. Please continue.
For a very long time. So, Honorable Minister, I want to thank you. But most importantly, I want to thank and all the members of Parliament from West Nile who are here. Please stand up and receive that pressure you exerted on these people. All of you stand up. The loan which financed this project was approved by the 10th Parliament. And many of them did not come back to the 11th Parliament. But when we came back to the 11th Parliament, as members of Parliament, we were receiving enormous pressure from the voters. That pressure was not necessarily coming from MPs or local leaders, LC5 chairpersons, no. The pressure was from the Wananchi. And they gave that pressure a bit to the Honorable Minister in Arua. She saw that it was not us. We were actually being pushed from somewhere. The ministry for putting us up with our pressure, for accommodating us when we were moving this journey. Honorable Minister, we look forward to this energy addressing the pathetic unemployment in West Nile, the youth unemployment, because this is stable and industrial reliable electricity, which is likely to give opportunity to have processing plants, to have factories, and those factories can accommodate manual laborers, semi-skilled laborers, and skilled laborers. This is why I think it is a fundamental change. In the absence of the vision bearer, the Vice President, I want you to take note that the PDM that gave money to the hands of the ordinary Ugandans has been boosted with this energy, because this energy is going to promote value addition. Value addition is going to create jobs. For the first time in the history of this country, the ordinary person in the villages, in the parishes, was able to receive 1 million shillings. And lastly, the roads, and we'll talk about them at another opportunity, but I want to thank government for all the roads that have been done so far. Thank you.